Hello everyone and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. Let's find out what's been on the hook. Well, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I did. I visited my family and had a great time. And I hope that you had a wonderful weekend as well. Feel free to get a crochet project and crochet along while I talk to you. I have several things that I want to tell you today. And one is that this is an official giveaway video. I have made an arrangement with Crochet Surprise, which is a monthly subscription. They have offered to send me their monthly subscription and I would open it and show it on video and give it away. So that's my treat that I get to give to you, and it's exciting for me. I'm going to call it a giveaway video, and those of you who are only watching to do the giveaway, that's fine. I can't stop that, but I wish you would hang in there and learn a little bit about crochet. If you're interested in crochet, I think it would be beneficial to stay till the end of the video, but you certainly don't have to. Now, I want to tell you what I'm wearing. You probably already know, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, that I am wearing the essential sweater that I rolled out on Saturday. If you were a member of the community, you would have gotten an email on Friday with a discount to purchase the pattern, and a lot of people bought the pattern. I was so excited. It looks like it's a pattern that a lot of crocheters might like to try. And so I got a lot of great comments, and y'all were looking for a very comfortable, casual sweater that you could make and put plenty of ease in it and still have it look natural and not fitted really, but just a comfy, casual sweater that looks good with jeans or a skirt or anything like that. I didn't make it too terribly long. And I had one viewer ask me, could she make it to go over leggings? Yes, you can. You can add any number of inches to it, just crochet straight down, and it would cover your backside. You want it to at least do that if you're wearing leggings. Leggings are not modest, and I'm totally there. I get it. They're very, very comfortable. But when you go out in public, or if you're even around your house, you should probably cover that backside. I don't know if sometimes people don't look in the mirror and they don't see what everyone else sees. And so it's really a good idea to check yourself front and back when you go out the door, or even when you get dressed in the morning, to make sure that you're presenting your best self to the public and to your family as well. So here we go. I'm going to talk about this one for 1 second. I made this from Ice Yarns, made from this wool and mohair yarn. It's a white wool with mohair wrapped around it. Very, very nice yarn. I did not block this sweater. When I finished it, it draped beautifully. I didn't feel like I needed to block it. You might want to block your sweater. I don't know. If it's made from wool, I think it's a great idea. But this is not pure wool that I made this from. It's actually 20% mohair, 25 wool, and 45% acrylic. And that could be the reason that it didn't really need to be blocked. And again, you don't need to block this unless you just want to. If you were making it out of all wool, yes, you probably would want to block it. But I didn't feel like it would have improved the look of the sweater at all if I had wet it down and blocked it. And there are, I'm sure, people who would argue with me about that. But for my personal preference, I did not block this sweater. And the pattern is out on Etsy. It is available to you now. It is a long pattern. It's 17 pages long. And the reason it's long like that is that I have a lot of places where you fill in the blanks, a lot of text about making decisions about your yarn, what you might want to do while you're making the sweater, and optional pieces, things that you can do. Also some photographs of the sweater pieces with the stitch markers in there. Stitch markers are very important when you make this particular sweater. I used about 40 or 50 stitch markers, and only because I mark every single row that I decrease on. And because that's an option to you, how many rows you decrease and all that, it's better to mark the ends of each row that you decrease on, so that when you make the other piece of the fabric, you will have stitch markers to show you how many rows you've done. And when you use half double crochet, those rows are not as easy to spot as maybe a double crochet row. So I find it easier to mark the ends of the rows with the stitch markers on the rows that I decrease, and that way I can count them easily when I'm making the opposite sleeve. I want to make them exactly the same. They should hang exactly the same way and be fitted the same way as well. So that's just a little tip from me. It is a long pattern, but I do include a lot of information about how to be more successful with it. And so that's all in there. And little tips that I include in the pattern to help you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. So a lot of tips are kind of designer secrets, and I just go ahead and tell you about it because these sweaters are designed to let you design your own sweater. And I'm just thrilled when people send me a picture of a sweater. It looks sort of like what I designed, but really it's what they designed. And I'm glad that y'all do that. It's a wonderful thing when you can design your own sweater to fit you. Now I'm going to stand up and let you see this real quickly. This is my essential sweater, and I'm wearing it with a black turtleneck underneath it, a long sleeve turtleneck, and I've got the sleeves pushed up for a very, very casual look. This is a very casual look. I'm wearing it with black fitted jeans. It does come down far enough in the back so that it's not immodest. And the sleeves, again, I had some people ask me this. I started the sleeves with a lot of ease in them. And as you can see that, I tried to take a picture of it where you can see the angle of the sleeve to the body. I then decreased heavily down the whole sleeve length. The cuffs are about 4 to 5 inches long, and they are not decreased. Those are as small as the sweater was going to get, and I just made the cuff as wide as the last row here after I finished decreasing. So that might help you when you're actually deciding how big the sleeve should be at the beginning. You can obviously make this much smaller right here. And if you like that look, it's not quite as bulky. I like the bulky look under the sleeve. That's why I made this measurement very large around where the sleeve attaches to the sweater. I made it very large. So that's just a little tip from me. You can make it, of course, any way you want to. But I am enjoying wearing this sweater. I've worn it one other time this weekend, and it's just very, very comfortable, which is sometimes what I think about when I'm making a sweater. I don't want to make a sweater that's clingy. And if a sweater is clingy, then every roll you have shows up. This is a lot more casual look. It's a lot straighter look. And I put in quite a bit of ease, and I talk about that in the pattern as well, on how to decide how much ease you want in your sweater. So that's a little bit about what I'm wearing today. I hope you'll go out and take a look at it on Etsy. And if you decide to purchase it, you are in the community, you will have a pretty good size discount in your email. So you can go out there and find that and use that code to buy your pattern. So that's just for the community. If you're not in the community, go down in the description box, click the link and join up, and every time I release a pattern you'll get a special discount, and you'll also have a year-long discount that you can use when the special discount runs out and you may want to buy a pattern after the discount is already expired. Then you can use your standard discount just for being in the community. So consider doing that. I'm not going to blow up your inbox with a bunch of emails. I usually send out 2 emails when I release a pattern. The initial email the day before the video comes out, and then I usually run it again on Tuesday for those people who may not have seen it or deleted it or couldn't find it. That happens a lot. I don't know why, but I send it out twice. And then occasionally I'll send out a holiday greeting or something like that. So I'm not going to blow up your inbox with a bunch of emails. But if you're in the community, you get those special discounts. So just a little tip for you. Now today, I'm going to show you some projects that I'm working on, and then we'll talk about the giveaway at the end of the video. And I'll have a special code that I want you to put in there for the giveaway so that you will have at least scrolled to the end of the video and found the code, which you can do. I would prefer that you watch the whole video because you might learn something about crochet. All right, so let's talk about the projects that I'm working on right now. I like to do one of these at least once a week so that you can keep up with what I'm doing. And I did that with the essential sweater as well. I showed this several times in videos when I had just done a little bit on the front or the back. I also showed on a video where I had done quite a bit of work on it. And then when I did the back, when I did the front, all those were videos, little snippets to show you where I was in the project. And that's what I like to do. If you watch the progress of my projects, you might learn something, and I think that's awesome. If I can inspire you to make something, even better. So first of all, my first project that I want to show you today is a project made with King Cole Highlander yarn. And like I said, I had gone to my craft room and I sort of discovered this. I had bought it last year and totally forgot about it. I put it away and I didn't finish. I didn't even actually start a project. I said I would work on that next winter, and here it is wintertime, so I've decided that I'm going to make a sweater from the King Cole Highlander yarn. And here is the yarn. This is the ball band. It says King Cole Highlander. This chunky yarn is a number 5. It is not available as far as I can tell. Now you might be able to find it on Etsy or eBay or something. It's not available on the Lovecraft site. I went out and looked for it, but I did find some marble chunky, and I expect to see that this week. Hopefully they will send it out quickly, and I want to see if that's the same type of yarn, and if it is, I can show you that. And if you want to make a sweater similar to mine, you can use the King Cole marble chunky. So I've ordered that, and it should be coming in the next few days, and hopefully it will. That is the yarn that I'm using. Now here is the back of the sweater. I have not finished it yet. I think I'm going to put another 4 or 5 rows on here, make it nice and long. It is a winter sweater and it's acrylic, so it's not going to be terribly hot. So I'm just going to do that. Now if you'll notice, I have, as I explained in an earlier video, I'm using a treble crochet in this, and you can see through it a little bit. So I'm not planning to wear it with a green or even a black top behind it like that. That gives it a nice look. Or a chartreuse turtleneck. Where am I going to find that? I don't know where I'll be finding that. You never know. But I might try to find a chartreuse turtleneck to wear under this sweater. I really like it. It's soft and it's squishy. I really enjoy working with it. It slides right over the crochet hook. It's very, very easy to work with. Now, let me show you. It's living in this bag, actually. I might have shown this last week. This is another bag from my friend who made several bags, and I bought some from her, and I think I bought this one actually this Christmas. She brought several bags to a handbell rehearsal, and I was beside myself. I was wanting to buy more than 3 or 4. I bought 2, and this is one of them. If you'll look at this, this is a cute fabric. It has bumblebees and bird houses and all that on it. It's really cute. The coordinating fabric is red and it has pretty flowers on it. So she's coordinated that. And the bottom of the bag, of course, is a dark color so that if it gets dirty, you can't see it all that much. And the bottom of the bag, of course, is flat. And it looks like about a 4-inch bottom on it so that it stands up really nicely. There's hardly anything in here and it stands up perfectly. Also, inside, she has put pockets in clear vinyl, and the trim is of course the same trim that is on the handle here, and these are deep pockets. You can put all kinds of things in there, and that is a real nice feature of her work. The pockets are clear and you can see through them. On some of her other she uses mesh, same principle, and I really like that because I like to glance in a bag and know exactly what's in there. Now another tip that I use when I'm making a project, I will buy several balls of yarn, and I can keep those somewhere else. I usually keep 1 or 2 balls in my project bag so that when I'm working on it I won't run out of yarn if I'm sitting in my car waiting for somebody, or if I'm out and about. I can, like I was having my oil change the other day and it was a 30-minute wait. Well, I had my crochet project in the car. So while my car was sitting there in line, I just grabbed my crochet project, and I was of course watching a YouTube at the same time, and I made a lot of progress, and I didn't just sit there and waste time. So always keep a project in the car, or if I think I'm going to have to wait, I'll grab my most recent project and throw it in there so that I can put in a couple of rows while I'm waiting at the doctor's office or something. Another thing that I do is I take the yarn band from every ball of yarn and I put it in the project bag. So I'll know exactly how many balls I have used to make the project. Sometimes I have a ball or two left over, and this way I can tell exactly how many yards it took me to make this particular garment, whether it's a sweater or a shawl. And then I can put that on my pattern, and there's a line that I put in my patterns that you can write in the number of yards that you use, the type of yarn you used, the crochet hook that you used, because you will forget which crochet hook you used. And I usually just put the one for the fabric, and then I can grab the chain hook and the trim hook after I know which crochet hook it was that I was using to actually build the garment and make the fabric. And in the bag, I will put my eyeglass holder, and in this, I've shown this before, but y'all are really excited about that. It has everything I need: stitch markers, a little container with needles in it. I've got a plastic needle in here that I use a lot. This is my go-to darning needle, and I use this to tie in all my ends on every garment, and I really like it. I use it to seam up, and occasionally I'll use a metal one, but mostly I use this one needle, and if I ever lose it or break it, I will be very sad. So I keep it in my eyeglass case so I don't lose it. And then I have stitch markers in here. I have a button that I put on my garments, usually if I'm giving them away. It says handmade with love on it. And on the back, I forgot to tell you this the last time I showed this to you, because I was making the boys, my grandson's sweaters, and I sewed one of these on the side seam at the bottom so it didn't irritate them. I didn't put it in the back or anything. But on the back of the button, I will write my initials, or I will write Gigi, that is my grandmother name, and then the date, like 2019 or 2020, just so that anybody that comes along someday in 25, 30 years, and they'll say, oh, look at this button, it was made by Gigi, this garment was made by Gigi in 2020. Isn't that interesting? So the button never goes away. It just sits on the inside of the garment, and I can use these generic buttons, but I can also put with a Sharpie. I always write with a Sharpie, because when you wash the garment and all that, the Sharpie doesn't come off, and I use a Sharpie to write my name and the year that I made the garment. So I keep one of those in here too, just in case I finish a garment, I'm going to give it away, I will sew that in there, and it's where I can get my hands on it pretty quickly. So that's one thing that I put in my most recent project bag. I will keep that eyeglass holder in there, and I have other eyeglass holders, and I might start maybe another one that I can use as an alternative, because I do have a lot of projects that I'm working on right now. This sweater in this bag is made with an L hook. That's the pink hook, clover hook. Love the clover hooks. I just ordered another couple just so I would have plenty of clover hooks. So I'm going to put that back in its bag and the hook in there with it, because I'm going to have enough hooks where I can keep my hooks with the projects. I know if you don't have a lot of hooks, sometimes you have to put them away, and I keep mine in a little cup here on my desk so I can grab them, but occasionally I'll find them in a project bag. Now, another thing about the project bag, my friend is considering opening an Etsy shop, and I'm going to put her email address down in the description box. Her email is jofortotes, J-O, the number 4, totes, T-O-T-E-S, @gmail.com, and she would consider making you a bag if you really want one. I know a lot of people have said they really want her to open an Etsy shop so they can shop her bags, and I've been encouraging her to do that. And she's going to make that decision this year, so we'll see. As soon as she decides, I will let you know. But another thing about this bag that I bought at my handbell rehearsal was that I also had this one to match it. I love this little bag. It's great for a shawl with one ball of yarn or something like that. It's also got a drawstring closure, which I've come to love. I didn't think I liked them, but I do like this. And it's just a very plain little cute bag, but it matches my project bag. And I can put that in there if I want to, or use it by itself. I really, really like that. Another project that I'm working on is I have a name for it, but I'm not going to say it because I might change my mind. But this is probably my next pattern. And this is crocheted with ice yarns, chenille, and black mohair. I love the way they add mohair to a lot of their yarns. It's already twisted with the mohair, so you don't have to put the mohair with it, although I do that sometimes. I do actually add mohair to projects, and I'll be talking about those in the next video probably. I have another one that I'm working on, and I've already talked about it once, but I picked it back up, and I think I'm going to try to finish it. But this is ice yarns with the chenille and mohair. This is chenille wool flame, and I will put a link, of course, down in the description box for it if you like it. It's a burnt orange color with black mohair. It's so beautiful. I really, really like it. And I bought 2 packages of this, so I have 16 balls, although they're only 70 meters on each ball, so that's not very much. And I felt like one package would not make a very big sweater, so I ordered 2 packages, and it's been sitting around for about 2 months. And I thought, I'm going to pick that up and make something burnt orange and black. I just had a feeling I wanted to do that. And I've got a little bit of startitis. I guess you've noticed that. But I plan to finish all these. I'll just have to work on them a little at a time. This is 15% wool, 85% acrylic. So I really, really like this. And I have plenty of it. And what I'm doing is I'm making a striped sweater. And this is what it looks like so far. I've started it, and I have about 10 inches done on it. And what I'm doing is I'm banding it around the bottom with black, and I'm just using Vanna's Choice black number 4 acrylic. That's what I'm using, and I'm putting that at the bottom, and then I'm putting 1 row between some rows of the flame, so that and these little dots, I noticed that when I was looking at it this morning. These little dots are just where the mohair flares out a little bit, and it gives it kind of an interesting look. I'm not sure I love it, but I am proceeding on. And this is what it's going to look like. It's really kind of pretty. It's got a nice drape to it. It's not a huge drape, but it is enough of a drape to make a nice sweater. So that is my next project. And this may not be a full sweater. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I thought about making an essential sweater in stripes, and then I thought, no, I think I'm going to make a vest. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, so don't hold me to that. I'm still kind of experimenting. But what I'm using on this particular project is a 7.0 millimeter clover hook. This is the yellow hook. It is between a K and an L as far as the width of the hook. So I thought that might be a nice change to use the size 7 hook. It's not a size 7, excuse me, it's a 7 millimeter, and that is different from the size 7 hook in clover. It's a little confusing, but it's a yellow hook, and it is a little bit large. It's, like I said, between a K and an L, so it's going to work well with a size 4, maybe even a size 5 yarn. But this is a size 4. The chenille is a size 4, and so is the Vanna's Choice black. So I'm using those together. That is living in this bag that I talked about last week, and I love it, love it, love it. It's plenty big, and it's holding that pretty good size project there. Another project that I'm working on is cardi, which I've already announced and put out on my Etsy shop, so you can make this if you want. This cardi is made with city tweed, and I think I showed this to you a couple weeks ago. I ordered it because I made the cobblestone sweater out of this same yarn, only in a kind of a yellow gold color, and I really like this. This is from Knit Picks. It's called City Tweed. It's a size 4 yarn, but it's heavy worsted, so it's a fat yarn, and I'm using a K hook with this particular yarn, just like I did. I think I used the same one for the cardi, but I can't tell you for sure. I don't have it in front of me. But this is how much I've gotten done on it. This is the back, all right? And on the cardi, you make the front right onto the back. So when you start at the shoulder, when you get to the shoulder area, and I'll show you how I did that. This stitch marker shows the shoulder. All right, so I made the back. and I made it about this long. I didn't make it quite as long as the essential sweater, which I have on, but I did make it fairly long, and I'm going to put a trim around it. This is the one that I decided to make the trim out of this color, and I think it's going to be beautiful. I really like the way it looks next to the sweater fabric. So I already have one caked up, ready to go, and so as soon as I finish the body of the sweater, I'll be putting the trim on, and I'll keep you up to date with that. But I just wanted to show you this. This is the shoulder seam stitch marker right here. This is where I stopped, and then I continue on with the front of the sweater. So this is how it fits. This is how it goes. The back of the sweater is here, and then you crochet the fronts of the sweater on each side of the back. And there you don't have a shoulder seam, you just crochet them right on, and then you match them up to be sure they're the same length, and then we'll put the sleeves in. So I am excited about that. I love purple, and this heavyweight worsted is very, very comfortable. I've made my cobblestone sweater from it. That's another project that I have going on right now. So those are my current projects that I'm working on. I do have some others, but I am not working on every single one every day, but I am trying to do a little bit on each one every day. I'm also creating a scarf pattern or a cowl pattern maybe, for the 2020 challenge that Creative Grandma threw out there a couple weeks ago. And I have some ideas. I know what I want to do. And I ordered some yarn that I thought might be really nice, and it's called Red Heart Colorscape yarn, and I chose the color Rome, R-O-M-E, and it's $5.99 a ball on Amazon. And I went ahead and ordered it because I love the look of it. It's beautiful colors. Let me see if I can show you a little picture of it. There it is. That's what it looks like, and I should be getting it. It says Sunday it should have come, but unless it's sitting out on my porch. Anyway, I wanted to show you that because I have a little surprise that I'm going to crochet in with that, and maybe do the 2020 challenge with that. I already have one started that I might continue for that too, so we'll see what happens with that. Now, what this video is actually about is the Crochet Surprise Giveaway. And again, I'm going to label this as a giveaway video, and I'm going to show what's in the box because it's after the 5th of the month and I'm able to do that. And that way you'll know what's in here. And it's such a really nice box this month, and it is every month, but I really like this one. I'm going to show you everything that's in there. So in the Crochet Surprise box, the tea of the month is Burnside Chai, and here it is. This is a really nice tea. I'm sure Jasmine Pearls is a wonderful company. I like their teas. They're very full-bodied. They don't make you too nervous. I have tried their caffeine teas, and they don't make you crazy. I mean, they aren't covered up in caffeine, but I don't know if this one has caffeine or not. You'll have to go online, and sometimes you can find it online, and it'll tell you if there's caffeine in it or not. This has black tea and ginger, which I love the taste of those together. This is probably caffeinated. I would guess that it has caffeine in it. But you can go online and check, and usually you can find it under the Jasmine Pearl website, and they will tell you if there's caffeine in this particular tea. Here is the pattern card. This comes in every Crochet Surprise box. On the back talks about the tea, and inside is the project itself. And I'm going to show you a picture of it, but I'm not going to compromise the pattern. This is a picture of the, sorry about my shaky hand there. This is a picture of a little hat that was designed by TL Crafts, Tony at TL Crafts. She's got an excellent website with some beautiful patterns on it. And she has apparently designed this for Crochet Surprise, which is really nice. I like it. She gives lots of good information in here. The pattern itself is not difficult. It only has 16 rounds, but the repeat is not very big. It's just a few rounds. You don't turn, you make it in the round, going round and round and round. And what is really, really nice about this, besides the pattern is beautiful, what they use to make it. And what comes in your box is amazing. It is a skein of Scarfy yarn by Lion Brand, a very high quality, wonderful yarn. I've used it lots and lots of times. On each skein is 312 yards. The hat itself takes 155. So there is enough on this skein to make 2 hats. I'm not sure if everybody gets the teal, the same colors that are in this particular box. My guess is that they do, but I don't know the answer to that. This is 312 yards, 78% acrylic, 22% wool. I love this yarn. It is a number 5 bulky, and you'll need an L hook in order to make this particular hat that's in the Crochet Surprise. Now you can make 2 hats from this skein, but it also comes with a really pretty fur pom-pom that you can put on one of the hats. So you get a pom-pom to go with this particular skein of yarn. And the colorway here is cream and teal, beautiful colors together. I really love it. I love Scarfy yarn. In addition to that is another skein of yarn, Scarfy yarn, which is the cream and silver colorway. Absolutely gorgeous. I love Scarfy yarn. This is just like the other skein, only it's a different colorway, the same number of yards. So you can make 2 hats out of this same pattern from this. So you can make 4 hats with this Crochet Surprise box. And there's also, to go with this skein of yarn, there is a pom-pom to match it. So you have a little gray, pretty silver and gray pom-pom for that one. And then you have a white pom-pom for the teal and cream. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Crochet Surprise box. Absolutely beautiful. And I recommend this particular monthly subscription. I had it for about a year. I really liked it. I made just about everything that came to me. I did give away a few that were not wearables, but this is actually a wearable. And if I wasn't giving this away, I would keep it and probably make the hats because they're crocheted with a size L hook. They'll go very quickly. TL Crafts is a great pattern designer. She's really good. You can go out on her website, which is tlyarncrafts.com, and see some of her other patterns. But this is a really nice pattern in this particular Crochet Surprise monthly subscription. So if you want to sign up to be in the giveaway, and the rules will be down in the description box. It is not sponsored by YouTube. It is sponsored by Crochet Surprise, and I appreciate their sending me a box every single month that I can give away to my subscribers. And I appreciate y'all watching my videos, and this is a little bit of a way to give back to you and put out a video with a giveaway on it so that you can participate in being selected. And you never know, you might win. You just never know. So if you'll go down and put a comment below this video, and the code word is pom-pom, P-O-M, no space, P-O-M, and put that in your comment somewhere, and I will include you in the giveaway, and the winner will be selected on Friday with the random comment picker, and that way you'll know by the end of the week if you've won the Crochet Surprise box from On the Hook Crochet. And also, if you want to sign up for their monthly subscription box, which I think is a great deal. I really like what they've done here, and it gets better every single month. The code to get 10% off your first box is On the Hook Rocks. You can send an email to Sarah and Doug there, who own this particular monthly subscription box website, and you can send an email to them and ask them to give you the discount and put that code in there, On the Hook Rocks, and that will give you a discount on your first box. So there you have it, a wonderful giveaway for my subscribers this month. So if you want to join in, just put a comment down below with the word pom-pom, and you will be in the running for the giveaway on Friday. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I would love to be back on Wednesday. I don't know if I will, but if I've made some progress, I will probably hop back on and show you what I've done on my projects. So join me next time to find out what's on the hook.